Okay, hello YouTube, this is Lord McInfected, and today I'm going to show you how to install and use Mumble. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go to this website. It's www.mumble.com, and what you want to do, you want to go and it says here download Mumble, and you want to click whichever system you're using. I don't know whether it's actually different to use for Mac or for Linux, the setup, but I'm going to show you for the Windows. So what you want to do, you want to click on the Windows and you want to download one of these. If you don't know which one to use the bottom one. That's one I've downloaded. Okay, so once you press that, you need to wait a few minutes for it to download, and once you have downloaded it, you can drag it to your desktop. Okay, so that's the setup. You want to run the setup, and you just need to go through it as you usually would for any setup. Just click next on this bit here and install. Just click yes for that. If you have something like this at the top, if you don't want to close them, then you can click on this, do not close the applications, a reboot will be required, and basically it means that what happens is, rather than immediately restarting, you choose the reboot after closing those applications. And it should happen pretty quickly. Okay, so if we go into Mumble, and it will come up with this, and it will be setting up your Mumble. Okay, so you need to go into the next, and you should get something working like this. If you've got a microphone or something plugged in, then you obviously need to use that. You might want to tick that, because then your echo is obviously a bit less. And you just want to go through that.
This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression codec specifically tuned for the reproduction of human speech. This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression codec specifically tuned for the reproduction of human speech. This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression codec specifically tuned for the reproduction of human speech. This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression codec specifically tuned for the reproduction. This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression. This is an example of Speak. This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression codec.
And here it comes up with this, and as it says, you speak loudly, and you need to decrease the volume till the bar stays as high as possible in the blue and green, but not red. So it needs to be about in the green bit. Okay, so we're going to move that, so I'm going to shout, shout, shout. So you might want to move that down. Shout, shout. Okay, and that'd be good. And this bit is kind of selecting where it automatically speaks when you're talking, or whether you need to push a button to talk. So I'm going to do the push the button. Okay, and then you need to select which key on your keyboard you want to press, and it will it will feed through whatever you're speaking. Okay, so I'm going to use the asterisk, and I'm now going to press next. Okay. If you want to change like your bandwidth settings, then you can do that. If you don't really know much about it, then just keep it as balanced and just kind of skip through this bit.
This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression codec specifically tuned for the reproduction of human speech. This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression codec specifically.
If you can listen, it's when the dot is kind of behind that thingy, it sounds like it's behind you. So if it sounds like it is behind you when the dot is behind the
speech. This is an example of Speaks, an audio compression codec
then it's fine.
Tuned for the reproduction of human speech.
And that's finished. So you can untick that if you want. It doesn't really do much, so I'm just going to leave it tick, and it's finished. Okay, so this bit's quite complicated for me. I'm just going to do automatic certificate creation and just skip through this bit. And that's it, it's finished. Okay, so when you go on to Mumble, you will need to go to connect to the McInfected server. You will need to go on the public internet, and you need to click on Add New. Okay, and the port and label is whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it McInfected. Infected. The address, it has to be mumble.supergaming.net, this here, and the port has to be 11009. Okay, so and the username is whatever you want your name to appear as. So I am Lord Brainiac III. I'm just going to do that. Okay, so you can choose your username when you label, but the address and the port have to be exact. And you press OK, and it comes with Minecraft Infected. So when you, that's it. If that comes up, you might want to press yes, and if you've come up with it. So basically, there are rooms, 5 rooms, and when you go on one, you can speak to each of the people, or you can go on your own room, and you're here. If you press the push to key, it will show that you're speaking if it's red. Okay, and just to join the room, just double click on another room. Okay, and that's basically it. That's how you install and set up Mumble so that you can speak on Minecraft Infected. It's pretty much the same process for any other Mumble server or any other thing you're speaking with on Mumble. So I hope it's been helpful. If it has, please consider subscribing. Please check out my other videos, and I hope you have enjoyed watching.